Judges 7. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. The letter J is about 600 years old, while Yehoshua died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago, and his father, Yahweh, is the creator of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. And he is such a jealous El that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yehoshua in English is Joshua, and another word for judges is rulers. Rulers, judges, judges, rulers. Judges 7. And Jerubbaal, that is Gideon, and all the people who were with him rose up early and encamped by the fountain of Harod, H with a dot, Arod with a line underneath of it, so that the camp of Midian was on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh, Moreh, in the valley. And Yah said to Gideon, the people who are with you are too many for me to give Midian into their hands, lest Israel boast against me, saying, my own hand has saved me. And now proclaim in the hearing of the people, saying, whoever is afraid and trembling, let him turn back and leave Mount Gideon. And 22,000 of the people turned back, while 10,000 remained. And Yah said to Gideon, the people are still too many. Bring them down to the water, and let me prove them for you there. And it shall be that of whom I say to you, this one goes with you, let him go with you. And to whomever I say to you, this one does not go with you, let him not go. So he brought the people down to the water, and Yah said to Gideon, everyone who laps the water with his tongue as a dog laps, separate him from everyone who bows down on his knees to drink. And the matter of those who lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, and was 300 men, and the rest of the people bowed down on their knees to drink water. And Yah said to Gideon, by the 300 men who lapped I save you, and shall give Midian into your hand. Let all the other people go, each to his own place. And the people took food and their shepharot in their hands, and they sent away all the rest of Israel, each to his tent, but held on to those 300 men. Now the camp of Midian was below him in the valley. And it came to be on that night that Yah said to him, arise, go down against the camp, for I have given it into your hand. But if you are afraid to go down, you and Purah, Purah, your servant, to the camp, and you shall hear what they say. And after that let your hands be strengthened, and you shall go down against the camp. So he went down with Purah his servant to the edge of the formation of fives who were in the camp. And Midian and Amalek and the people of the east were lying in the valley, as many as locusts, and their camels were as numerous as the sand of the seashore. And Gideon came, and see, a man was relating a dream to his companion, and said, See, I had a dream, and see, a loaf of barley bread tumbled into the camp of Midian, and it came to be a tent, and struck it, so that it fell and overturned, and the tent fell down. And his companion answered and said, this is nil else than the sword of Gideon, son of Joash, a man of Israel. Elohim has given Midian and all the camp into his hand. And it came to be, when Gideon heard this dream related, and his interpretation, that he bowed himself down, and he returned to the camp of Israel and said, arise, for Yah has given the camp of Midian into your hand. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and he put Shepharot into the hands of all of them. Sorry, I'm blind. With empty jars Oh my goodness. With empty jars and torches inside the jars. And he said to them, watch me and do likewise, and see when I come to the edge of the camp, do as I do, and I shall blow with my shofar, I and all those with me. Then you shall also blow with your shofarat round about all the camp, and say, for Yah and for Gideon. And Gideon was, and the 100 men who were with him came to the edge of the camp at the beginning of the middle watch, as they had but newly posted the watch, and they blew with the shofarat and broke the jars that were in their hands. And the 3 companies blew with the shofarat and broke the jars, and held the torches in their left hands with the shofarat in their right hands for blowing. And they cried for Yah and for Gideon, and each stood in his place round about the camp. And all the army ran and cried out and fled, and the 300 blew the shofarat, and Yah set the sword of each one against the others throughout all the camp. And the army fled to Beth Shittah, Shittah, towards Serera, Tsere with a half a check mark, Rah, as far as the border of Abel Melola, AB with a line underneath of it, E with a half a check mark, L space MEH with a dot, OLAH, MEH with a dot, OLAH, by Tabath, TABBATH. And the men of Israel were called from Naphtali and from Asher and from all Manasseh, and pursued Midian. Then Gideon sent messengers throughout all the mountains of Ephraim, saying, come down to meet Midian, and capture them from the watering places as far as Beth Barah, Barah, and the Yarden. So all the men of Ephraim were called and captured the watering places as far as Beth Barah and the Yarden, and they captured 2 princes of Midian, Oreb, Ore with a half a check mark, B with a line underneath of it, and Zeb, Ze apostrophe E with a half a check mark B, and killed Oreb at the rock of Oreb, and Zeb they killed at the winepress of Zeb. Well, they pursued Midian, and they brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon beyond the Yarden. Interesting.